So here I thought stimulus was going to create 3.5 million jobs. Now I come to learn create or save up to 3.5 million jobs. How can you prove the number of jobs you've saved? Let's ask Simon Rosenberg. Simon is the founder of the New Democrat Network, I should say. Simon, I'm confused. I thought these were going to be new jobs.
You know, I think what the focus of the administration right now is to stop this downward spiral that we're hearing so much about. It's not just the American economy, it's the global economy that's slowing down. And I think the goal now is a three-part strategy. One is to pass the stimulus, which got done. Second is to stabilize the financial markets, which efforts are underway. And the third step was today, what we saw with the foreclosure effort to stabilize home prices and to stop foreclosures in our economy. And I think the goal is to make sure that we don't have further job loss. Because as you're aware, when a job gets lost in the community, if another job gets lost, another job gets lost, then local businesses start to suffer.
Yeah, but you can never prove it, right, Simon? I mean, in other words, when you start building into your estimates what you think are going to be jobs that would have been lost otherwise, you can kind of say anything you want, right?
Well, I don't know if that's true, because let's take three concrete examples, right? The money that's going out to the states now, the states will be able to quantify how many people were not laid off. They'll be able to say that this many teachers were saved, and this many firemen were saved, and this many policemen were saved by the money that came from the federal government. Second is
but then you would have had to say before that you're going to lay them off, right? I mean, my point is,
we know that's going to happen, Neil. We know that's going to happen.
No,
I mean, the point is,
I could argue with you, Simon. I could argue with you. Let's do a weight thing, something I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Now, I can have a 1 cannoli, 2 cannoli, 3 cannoli diet. Let's look at this. Now, I can argue I lost 10 pounds, even though I'm up 20, right? If I just cut back to 2 cannolis. And I can say, hey, I lost 10 pounds, but I'm actually up 20 simply because I went from 3 to 2 cannolis. I'm still up, right? I mean, so it's all in the eye of the beholder.
So really quickly, the stimulus plan has three parts. Huge, hundreds of billions of dollars of tax cuts.
You're not hearing me. So I don't care about the three. I'm just asking about jobs.
I understand. So
deal with my simple mind. You said it's going to get me 3.5 million new jobs. That I can understand. If I told you I'm going to lose 20 pounds, you'd say, all right, Neil, from what figure, where you are now, or from the 20 pounds you're likely to gain this year? That's what you're doing. You're doing the latter. You're changing the math midstream.
But Neil, can we agree that if we know that a majority of the states have to balance their budgets, and they have large shortfalls right now, that the way they're going to deal with those shortfalls is by laying off, as California is about to, tens of thousands of workers all over the state. And so what we know is that, let me go through it really quickly. Three examples. One is backstopping the states, which is going to save tens of thousands of jobs of teachers, firemen, and police. We know that for a fact. That is not a cannoli example. That's reality, right?
No, I want to show this graphic again. No, I want to show this graphic again because it is a basic example. I can argue I'm losing weight here simply because I cut back on my cannolis. I'm giving you a guesstimate of what I'll do. And I'm giving you a moving target of what I'll do. When Democrats came in and we're saying, we are going to gain 3.5 million jobs. Now you're saying it's a net kind of a thing because we're preventing a job loss. All I'm saying is you're being as fast and loose with these numbers as I would be fast and loose with these weight loss claims.
I think the point is that let's move beyond this and argue. Let's just settle and agree that we need to do more for this ailing economy, and that what's going to happen is
I don't doubt that.
There is no doubt. There's no Neil. Let me finish. Let me finish. You've interrupted me.
You've
interrupted me, Neil. Let me finish. Is that there is no question that the money going to the states is going to save tens of thousands of jobs, and I think those workers, those firemen, those teachers, those nurses, and others are going to be happy to have those jobs, and I think the communities are going to be happy to have them.
To me, that sounds like 3.5 million new jobs.
Second is that we know that the money that's going to go into the infrastructure spending, the schools, the roads, the bridges, the green buildings, is going to put money into private companies who are going to hire private labor. They're going to make sure that private sector jobs are created.
Well,
what's wrong, Neil? What's wrong?
What's wrong is that you're not answering my questions. But like cannolis, we'll just never know, Simon. But you were a great guest.
I think, Neil, what we know is that millions of people are going to be employed by the stimulus plan, and whether it's net or
we don't know that.
Whatever it is, the reality is we do.
We do not know that, do we? You say that's your hope. Just like my hope is I want to lose weight.
So does the money,
the
does the $54 billion going into school construction, is that not going to create a single job?
Simon,
is that not going to create a job? Let me ask you, Neil.
I'm asking you, is it going to create a single job? It might create a job. You just said it's going to create $3.5 million. All right?
No, you said
so
that. What I'm saying is that we know that millions of jobs are going to be created by this plan.
I'm going to bet you a box of cannolis that you've exaggerated. We'll see who's right.
Okay.
All right.
Neil, it's
Simon,
great to
I'm
be
kidding.
here.
You're a great guest. Thank you very much. Simon Rosenberg.
Yep.
Putting in food analogy here.